In today's video, I want to talk about the role of the amygdala and how it triggers anxiety. Then, I want to share ways we can rewire our minds to become less hyperactive. The amygdala plays a role in trying to protect us. It triggers an alarm that this situation is dangerous, which then activates the fight, flight, or freeze response. I was going for a walk the other day, and I heard someone riding a bike fast behind me. I quickly moved to the side and let them pass so I don't get hit. This was the amygdala being activated when it detected danger. So even though it was just a person on a bike commuting, the amygdala prepares and protects you just in case there is danger. So in this case, it signaled my body to move out of the way. When we struggle with anxiety, it can feel like we are in constant high alert with a fear response always being triggered. After the fear response, the part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex, which is the decision-making part of the brain, interprets the situation more clearly, allowing us to respond instead of react. So when the person was approaching close to me with the bike, the prefrontal cortex realized that it was just a person on a bike commuting, and there was no actual threat. This part of the brain stops the amygdala from overacting and your body calms down. The amygdala can become disordered when it is overactive, which is especially common in anxiety. The amygdala can get confused about actual threat and perceived threat because of things like chronic stress and past experiences. In people who have anxiety, the amygdala becomes overactive and dysregulated, causing our brains to detect danger even when there is none. When I would go for walks and see or hear a stranger walking nearby, I would have a high alert response and felt in danger. I would speed up, walk faster, and want to quickly avoid the person. The sound of footsteps behind me was the stimulus, and this would activate the amygdala as a sign of threat, which increased my anxiety. The amygdala reacted and perceived this situation as dangerous. Then my body activated the flight, fight, or freeze response. After this, my body would respond with physical symptoms. My heart would sink, I would get tense, then my brain would notice what I am experiencing and detect these body experiences as more danger. All this made my anxiety escalate. This series of events leading to worse anxiety is called the amygdala anxiety cycle. After the person walked by and passed, nothing happened to me. I felt safe again and my nerves calmed down. So there was a buildup of anxiety and fear because my mind interpreted the situation as dangerous and activated the fear response. The amygdala wants to protect you, but when it's in constant high alert, it can affect our daily functioning. Anxieties can be triggered from stories you heard or past experiences of bad things happening, and thinking the same way about certain situations only leaves you in a constant anxiety cycle. The brain changes based on the way you think and the behaviors you do. So how do we calm the hyperactive amygdala? It is with retraining our brains and with lifestyle support. Cognitive behavioral therapy can be very effective for fear and anxiety disorders. It includes processes that train our minds to see situations differently. Going back to the stranger nearby experience I had, I could have interpreted the situation differently. Whenever I would hear footsteps behind me, I would think someone is going to attack me or harm me. So instead of scanning the situation in high alert, thinking this person is going to harm me, I could have said to myself, this person is just going for a walk, just like I am. Reinterpreting the situation and telling myself this is not dangerous alters how you view the event. Our minds learn from past experiences. When we experience something, our brain stores this information, and if the situation impacts us emotionally, like feeling really nervous, angry, or sad, it is something that we remember. The next time you experience this situation, it determines the actions you will take. For example, if you were in a hurry crossing the street and almost got hit, this experience is processed in our minds as a frightening experience. So the next time you are crossing the street, you will be more careful and look both ways. This past experience helps us learn to take different actions in the future. We associate that situation with being more careful. Another example is a student giving a presentation at school, and they feel very nervous and see others staring at them and laughing. This experience may make the student want to avoid presentations in the future because of a past negative experience. Your brain is flexible for change. Teaching your mind to be more accurate with detecting threat means responding before reacting. Building an exposure hierarchy is another way to overcome fears and anxieties. Avoidance can make anxiety worse because it reinforces fear, leading to a fear-anxiety cycle. When we have an exposure hierarchy, which is a process used in exposure therapy, it rewires your brain to change the way we think and respond to situations. An exposure hierarchy starts by exposing yourself to the least anxiety-provoking situation, gradually building your way up to the most anxiety-provoking situation. You list your fears and work on facing them step by step. For example, I avoided going to crowded public places for a very long time. I would not feel well around a lot of people. So, an exposure hierarchy for a fear like this might look like first looking at photos of crowded spaces, then driving past a busy place without getting out, then going to a quieter store, followed by standing in line at a store. Then a next step would be walking in a busy mall for 10 minutes. Lastly, the most anxiety-provoking situation could be actually attending a public event, like a concert. Beginning with an easier task and moving up the hierarchy is effective in slowly overcoming our fears. The goal is to realize that with each step, you feel the anxiety, but it passes and nothing bad happened like you anticipated. When you are comfortable with one step, you move on to the next. With repeated exposure, we reduce our fear response. It is helpful to remember that anxiety is very uncomfortable, but it is not dangerous, and there is help to resolve it. When we misinterpret events as dangerous, it can place limitations and fears on us, making us feel trapped and unsafe. When you are willing to make a change and be kind to yourself, then you are able to live a healthy and fearless life. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel and share this video, as you never know who it might help. Have a wonderful day.